Today I f***ed up by walking in on my parents. So this happened last summer when I was 16, and my family and I were on a cruise. It was the first time I had ever been on a cruise, and I was already not liking the idea of being on a boat with 9,000 plus people. We didn't get the Wi-Fi package because my parents wanted me to make friends. I hated this too because I am a very awkward person and not very outgoing or social. Well, anyways, the first day was weird being on a massive boat and all, but nothing too bad or unusually happened. My brother went to some teen club meet and greet kinda deal the first night, and he made some friends. But me, I decided to walk around the boat and be all weird. It was actually really depressing walking all alone through this big boat and seeing all these people having fun, but that's besides the point. The next day is burned frame by frame into my retinas. I remember every last detail. I had slept past my family and it was about 9:45ish when I got up. Everyone had already ate breakfast and were out and about. So I get up and do my crap, dress, shower, etc. and go to eat breakfast around 10:30. To my dismay, the breakfast bar is closed, so I just decided to wait till lunch to eat. Well, I head back to the room to try to find someone so I don't feel really awkward and alone. And as I reach the door and go in, I find my parents there. You may be wondering how I got my parents' room key. Well, for every guest under 18, they must room with an adult. So I had my dad's key card and he had mine, so it looked like we were following the rules. They were just watching TV and they looked a little surprised to see me, and I was also a little surprised to see them. We talked a little and they said my brother was someone with a new friend of his and that I should go look for them. I decided to do just that. My plan was to go find them and then go try to find something to eat. But I walked around the whole ship trying to find them to no avail. And since we didn't have the Wi-Fi package, I couldn't text him and ask him where he was. After a few minutes of walking and not finding anyone, I thought, well maybe he went back to the room. I mean, it was around 11:30 and it would make sense because he may have been changing for lunch or something. But I honestly don't know what I was thinking. Looking back now, I can definitely see how stupid I was, and I will hopefully never ever be that stupid again. But here lies my fuck up, or more like here lies my innocence. RIP. I went back to the cabins and I had my dad's key, and as I opened the door, all I can get out is, "Hey, I couldn't fit," but it was already too late. I had seen too much, and now that picture is stuck in my head forever, burned into my mind. It is the stuff of nightmares. After seeing hell on earth, I decided to just go and sit on the front of the boat for a while and just think about my life. I will never forget what my dad told me though. The first words out of his mouth were as follows: "You should be glad me and your mom still love each other." And with that, I completely hated that vacation and never wanted to go on a cruise in my life ever again. There was a bright side to the story, however. I guess my parents felt bad for me and decided to get me Wi-Fi so I might enjoy the trip a bit more. Sadly, it didn't really help since I saw a man have a heart attack and my parents got shit-faced. Overall, it was really weird and very awkward for the next few days, especially the 9-hour ride back home. Too long didn't read, my family was on a cruise, walked in on my parents having sex, and ruined my vacation. Today I f***ed up by leaving my soft drink in the car. This happened about 2 months ago, but I was just remembering what a terrible experience this was, and had to share. My husband and I worked the same job. Our hours were slightly off. His were 6:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. and I worked 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. He would always just wait in the parking garage for me since we carpooled together. The day before, I had bought some citrus green tea on my way to work. It's my favorite drink and I always buy the case. I drank about half of it and left the rest in my car. It was cold as shit outside, so I didn't really think much about leaving it. My shift ends and I'm thirsty as f***. I get in the car, tired and frustrated. I grab my green tea. I did notice that I left it on the driver floor, and now it was on the passenger floor. But I didn't think much of it because I have a junky car, and my husband was probably trying to clean up some floor space. No big deal. I take one big gulp and wondered why it tasted so different. Usually had a semi-sweet taste, but this was just bitter and salty. I did also notice it was more full than before work. Was this a different bottle? One more little test sip before I put the pieces together in my head. My husband poured out my drink and pissed in the empty bottle. Whenever we go on road trips, he'd pee in cups instead of just pulling over. I love my husband very much, but it is the grossest thing ever. I hate it when he does it. Hate it. When I realized what was happening, I flung my door open and tried my best to make myself vomit and start crying. He started freaking out, and once he figured out what happened, he was profusely apologizing. He explained that he didn't want to get out of the car because the restrooms were so far away. They really were, and he didn't think I would drink the rest of it. He apparently just forgot to throw it away. Now he just laughs about it every now and then. I can't even look at the drink anymore without it making my skin crawl. Too long didn't read, my husband traumatized me by replacing my favorite drink with his piss. Now I have to find a new favorite drink. Today I f***ed up by creating a virus on my school computer. This may also count as a r/am I the asshole. 2 days ago I finished early on my Python project during ICT in school. Nothing too special. Note that I was on a school desktop that was connected to something close to 200 other desktops on the school system and ran on an independent system. I'm not a tech whiz, but I'm not bad on Python programming either. I decided to open up idle Python coding software and made a program that would shut down your computer and delete files on P drive, personal drive. I named the virus New School Plans Phase 1 Urgent and would be saved on your desktop. I was playing around with the program and I tried to send it to other computers on the same system, but my dumbass didn't check to whose computer it sent to. I accidentally sent it to the main computer, where the school's database, website host, computer client, teacher and student accounts, and permits were kept. That computer was our school's connection on the internet, and I severed the connection with 50-something lines of code. During the first day, it went unnoticed, but yesterday morning, the head of ICT opened it on the main computer and crashed the whole system. Every computer would boot up normally like a PC and would crash once you would save something. I only knew about it because the principal announced the whole thing on the PA. Originally, they believed it was an attack on the mainframe, but they later singled it out to a group including me. I had to confess so this couldn't escalate to something they would take to court. Once I confessed, they said I was going to have to compensate the damages and might be suspended. My parents were informed and I am f***ed. I have no idea what the compensation amount is, but I hope it's not enough to f*** my parents' finances up. Wish me luck. Too long didn't read, created a virus program in school, fucked up the whole system when I sent it to the mainframe computer. Edits will come as updates. Today I f***ed up by letting my friend edit my essay. This happened 5 years ago when I was in high school. In my English class, my teacher asked us to peer review and edit an essay of a fellow classmate before turning it in. My best friend and I paired up, and proceeded to back our usual hooligan affairs by wasting class on coolmathgames.com. However, beknownst to me, my friend actually did edit my paper. I submitted my paper after class without a single clue. Fast forward a couple of days and I'm sitting in psychology when I get an email saying my essay has been graded. I'm met with an angry comment from my teacher in all caps, asking to explain my behavior. Now, I knew my essay wasn't going to win a Pulitzer Prize, but I didn't think my work could be that poor. I began reading my work and my jaw dropped. My friend thought it was a good idea to add my conclusion and end my paper with, "Once I realized and overcame this challenge, my scrotum sagged about 4 inches lower than my own and my right testicle was enormous for some reason." I was forced to walk into my English class the following period and look my teacher in the eye after having her read that. Luckily, my only punishment was to be teased by her in front of the class and a 75% on the paper for not taking the trouble to reread my essay before submitting it. At the least I learned my English teacher takes the time to read every word. My essay and email, the f*** up begins in the yellow highlighted section. Too long didn't read, my friend edited my paper without my knowledge. Teacher found out a lot more about my penis than she should have. Well, that's hella awkward, but you know what, for writing about your penis in the conclusion and getting 75% on the paper, that's pretty good. Props to you, and make sure you guys check out the image. Hey guys, Real Life here and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you again next time.